Greetings to you all from St Mary's Bairnsdale. I greet especially our parishioners across East Gippsland. As much as you're missing being in our churches, we're missing you. Do you know who decided to have security guards employed to enforce compliance in the hotel quarantine program in Victoria? Sorry, I can't hear you or see you. It's not a Zoom meeting. This question has been repeatedly asked of witnesses in recent days at the Board of Inquiry being held. And what we've all seen and heard is a succession of people saying no in answer to that question. Heads of agencies and government departments, ministers and their secretaries, police commissioners too, all swearing under oath they couldn't name who authorised private security guards being tasked with the responsibility of making sure returned travellers in hotel quarantine complied with the rules of quarantine. The final witness to appear was our Premier. On Friday, he too joined the chorus line of no's. When asked by counsel assisting the inquiry if he knew whose decision it was to use security guards, he said, "No, I don't." After so many no's, it is now the task of the board to reach a point in their deliberations where they can give us a yes. We know whose decision it was. After so many no's, it will be a relief to get a yes. It'll be good to get the truth. As the Minister for Health said on Twitter recently, when commenting on the value of the inquiry, she said, "The truth will set you free." We'll see if that turns out to be a prophecy regarding her position on the front bench. Jesus came to set us free. He personifies God's yes to us in response to all the no's of human history, dating back to the Garden of Eden. The good news from our readings this Sunday is God's patience with us. In our relationship with God, we either consciously or unconsciously say no to God so many times. Our conscience is the voice of God within us. How many times do we say no to that inner voice as we choose the evil rather than the good, repeating that first sin of disobedience in the Garden of Eden? Here we can relate to St. Paul in his letter to the Romans, where he says, "For I do not do the good I want, but the evil I do not want is what I keep on doing." Chapter 7, verse 19. I can relate to this too. As a sinner, knowing the truth will set me free, and the good that I desire at the deepest level, I keep saying no, even after I said yes to God and became a priest, fulfilling the vocational call he made to me when I was in my mid-20s. After so many no's, I heard God's yes for me in confession in England. A yes that revealed his love for me, a love that I cannot forget and I know to be true, yet it is evident that I still sometimes act as if I don't know. In today's Gospel, Jesus is in discussion with chief priests and elders in the temple at Jerusalem. He has entered a hero with people laying palm branches before him as he rode in on a donkey. He went to the temple and took people to task who had turned the house of God into a marketplace, He is then taken to task himself for these and other actions, resulting in him being asked, on whose authority was he doing these things? He said he would answer them if they told him by whose authority John came baptizing, God's or man's. Their calculated answer was, we don't know. Jesus then didn't answer their question. Rather, he tells them a parable and asks, which of the two sons did their father's will? They answered correctly. The son who said no at first, but thought better of it and did what his father asked. Here, Jesus is revealing how patient God is with all of us. Like parents who tolerate the obstinance of their children in not doing what was asked of them, waiting until after many no's, there is a yes. Jesus taught that it is those who do the Father's will enter the kingdom of God. Those who say the right things, yet then go and act differently, will only enter when their actions speak louder than their words. On this Migrant and Refugee Sunday, we would do well to take stock of our attitude toward those who seek to share Australia's boundless plains. Our conscience will tell us if we have a judgmental attitude. And if we do, we can recognise our inclination to say no to these people, which leaves us waiting to enter God's kingdom, while those who are saying yes enter before us. In the beginning, God gave Adam and Eve the freedom to say no. We share that same freedom as God continues to wait patiently, and we wait patiently for the findings of the inquiry, enduring our many no's until we say yes to the good and the true, yes to God's will.